Seeking a Thread. Let's get right to it with a Connect 4 entry for Telegram Sam. Great channel. She's been really putting some heavy hitters out there recently, so I wanted to get a contest entry into this. I think I'm almost too late, hopefully not. I've been inspired by everyone else's post to it as well. I like how everyone's taking it upon themselves to do their own version of it. Lionel Richie doing random, Dave connecting, what was it, Spanish or stuff from Barcelona? I can't remember any others, but let's get right into it. I'm going to do things a little differently. I'm going to do more than 4, and it got me thinking about sort of supergroups and the connection. Well, supergroups, I hate that term, but the connection, how one band can connect so many. And I want to talk about an important band called Pullman out of Chicago, mainly. This is on the Thrill Jockey label from 1998. A beautiful instrumental, acoustic, sort of arty, folky record. I've talked a little bit about this. I know Michael noted in the archive we discussed this a little bit. If you don't know this record, I highly recommend getting it. I bought this for like $10 and used in Syracuse. I don't know where the status of it is now. There is a reissue of it. The originals aren't really very cheap, or are very cheap, I think. But this record is the center of a huge universe of bands and musicians that most of you will know, mainly out of Chicago. So I'm going to connect 4. I'm going to connect like 4 or 5 different threads of bands. So this is sort of I don't know, this was my interpretation of it anyway, Sam. Like I said, from 1998, this features mainly Chris Brokaw, Bundy K. Brown, Curtis Harvey, and Doug Mccombs, but also featured contributions from David Pajo, and who else? One other person. I mean, those are the main people. I thought there was somebody else. Maybe it was Jim O'Rourke is involved in some way, I believe, as is David Grubbs, I think. He's somewhere involved in this. But even those first 4 musicians, highly, highly connected. Let's start with Doug Mccombs. Here, I'll just show it real quick. This is Gastro del Sol, sort of a band alongside with David Grubbs, with Jim O'Rourke. I've shown this before. This is on Drag City. I had this out. But Doug Mccombs, the bassist from 11th Dream Day, great art rock, indie rock band out of Chicago, with Rick Rizzo, Janet Beveridge Bean, who was also in Freakwater. But mainly, we know Doug Mccombs connecting to Tortoise, long-running, jazzy, experimental indie rock, or fusion almost. Doug Mccombs. Also, I forgot, he's also in the 4 Carnation with members of Slint, who I'll talk about in a second. This is Matador? Yeah, Matador 1986 originally. It's the original copy. 4 Carnation, their first record. Marshmallows. And once you talk about Doug Mccombs, that also connects to the Sea and Cake, of course, with Jim McIntyre, the drummer, John McIntyre, who also may be involved in the Pullman record as well. Pullman, Turnstiles, and Junk Piles is one of the records. Also connecting Pullman, we have, Bundy K. Brown, who has his own records. I don't have those, and he's in many other things I'm slipping, but he was in this project, Loftus, with Tim Rutilli, and also Curtis Harvey, who's on, Curtis Harvey's on this Pullman record too. So on here you have Curtis Harvey and Bundy K. Brown, which connects to Tim Rutilli and Brian Deck, who were also in Caliphone. And Tim Rutilli was in Red Meat. So, there's that. Chris Brokaw, the great drummer. You may be familiar with him in his early band Codeine. This is the newer Group Deluxe reissue for Barely Real. I also have an original copy of The White Birch on Sub Pop, which I think Yeah, I don't believe Chris Brokaw's on this. But Chris Brokaw also connects to one of my favorite bands ever, the Cadane Brothers. The New Year's, their second album, The End Is Near, on Touch and Go. And Pullman, Turnstiles, and Junk Piles. Let's connect it again with Paho. There's Paho, David Paho's, Papa M's last record from on Drag City 2018. This is a Broke Moon Rises, mostly instrumental. And you'll know Paho is, of course, from Slint. Now, this is also Brian McMahon here. Right? That's him there. Or is this him? I forget. But Brian McMahon is in the Four Carnation, which I showed a minute ago, too. So it connects, it's cyclical, it repeats, it's like an Ouroboros. And a beautiful record. So if you out there are looking for a nice, peaceful, but strange and beautiful webs of sound on this, Pullman. The other record is good too. I don't have it. I'll have to get that. I'm sure a lot of you love this. This is my version of this is my Connect 4 interpretation for Untitled Gramophone. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put a few other things in this video. Namely, my purge and my sale is ready to go. I have priced everything. I have everything pre-listed in Discogs. I've sold some to friends already in Ithaca, but I'm going to put them out there on a live stream. Hopefully this coming weekend and the weekend of the 12th or 13th. Hopefully on Saturday night I'm going to do a stream with music and I'm going to sell a pile of them. I'm going to flip through right now everything I have, and some of this will be in the sale this Saturday.
She's so high on the air. She's so high on the air. Half and half, half and half. All you have to do to call is hold her hand, stand a while and a smile, and we'll understand. You shouldn't try to be what you can't be. You shouldn't try to be what you can't be. Call to you, I wonder you.
So that's some of what will be there. Yeah, this is primarily two things I need to fund that have been committed. Some have been paid for, one is not yet, but a new roof for my garage, not my roof in my main house, but my garage where I have my car, storage space, and a bunch of other crap. A brand new garage that was rotting and needed all new sort of boards and all new shingles on top. $5,000, over $5,000 on that. And we didn't have all that, but we had to get it done because the whole thing was basically compromised. So trying to help fund that, and also my record with my band Material Objects, insert artwork here. That'll be out hopefully January. I'll talk to you more about that in the coming months or whatever. We just approved the test presses, and we got that coming. 300 12-inch EPs. Excited to get it out there. My first vinyl record. I've had many CDs out with other bands. I play guitar and sing in this band. It's of the rock persuasion. I mean, you may or may not like it. It's fine, but it is a project that I have committed a serious amount of money to. Production, mastering, the recording, obviously, and vinyl pressing. So that is paid for. So I'm trying to make some money back on that, but mainly pay off this roof. So this is really almost like my version of a GoFundMe, except I'm selling good records. And these are not records I don't like. This is all stuff either I have, these are duplicates of, upgrades, and then some I've just purged that I like a lot, but they're from a collection and I'm out of room, need to fund this roof, so I'm going to sell them. Particularly the reggae that you'll see. I love all those records, or I like all those records. If I loved them, they'd stay, but if I like them quite a bit. So they're going to go. I had to make some room, need some money. So this is a benefit in sorts, but I will, I'll try to hook up the price as much as I can. I'm going to sell them on Discogs eventually, and the prices I'll put up on this stream will be cut from that. So they're going to be nice prices. So hopefully that's this coming weekend. I'll do this stream, and you'll get an opportunity to buy them right there. I'll ship them out right away. I have plenty of boxes, all my shipping materials ready to go. So that's that. Look for another either video or post about that. So yeah, that's coming this weekend. And I'm going to push my top 100 favorite psychedelia records of psychedelia list that I've been working on for 4 or 5 months now. I'm going to push that to December. I'll start doing it then. That's going to be fun. Speaking of lists, I've been enjoying Digital Gramophone, John's top 200 that he has resumed. And yeah, that's sort of what inspired the psychedelia list, the psych list. I would have a really hard time doing what you're doing, John, and just putting the other 200 or 100 or whatever the heck of overall. But I do think about when I pull out certain records to play, like, this is like one of my favorite records ever. I can just say that in my collection. If I had to pare it down, I'm hearing this one here, this one would stay. Is it in order? Not necessarily, but this one would stay. One of those records, Pink Flag. I was listening to this recently. I forget why I started listening to it again, but also in the car with a CD. It inspired me so much that I was looking for a Halloween costume. If you did it for Halloween, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dress up like the cover of Pink Flag, which I did. So I made that happen. The flag is over there, actually. This is my original US copy on Harvest. First, let's go with the warning, which kind of sucks. I'd love to upgrade to original UK with a lyric insert, but beautiful Harvest labels. I love the Harvest label. This is the US, as I said, first US. And what I find compelling about this record is just how, in one hand, it was sort of similar to all the other punk records at the time, but they were doing something a little more arty, even from the get-go. They would get more experimental and more like synthy on 154 and Chairs Missing even. But you hear elements of that even on this, sort of in their approach, their lyrics. But obviously the songs on here are really short, sort of really hit you quick. The guitars are really sort of like real raw. It was one of the best punk bands of all time for me, and easily one of, if not the best, but top 5 for sure, 1977 punk record. Colin Newman is the singer and guitarist, but really the key members, I think, are Graham Lewis and Bruce Gilbert, who would all go on to form Dome. Colin Newman would have plenty of his own side projects, but they were, a lot of the sort of look and style of Wire came from them, Lewis and Gilbert. Lewis actually wrote most of the lyrics, interestingly. I didn't realize that until recently when I was looking at it, but yeah, those two were really responsible for a lot of the concept. The drummer, Robert Gotobed, wow, just one of the great drummers, period. Incredible on this record. One of my favorite songs is not actually on Pink Flag. It was the single, Dot Dash, super catchy and punchy. But all in all, Pink Flag is a masterpiece. 1-2-XU, of course Minor Threat did it. This is an influential record, and you all know this, but just sometimes it occurs to me when I'm listening to a record of this stature, like, yeah, this is for me one that would stay here and one I would grab. If I had to pick 100 records, this would have to stay. Pink Flag. And I love Chairs Missing in 154. After that, things do get different. and I'm not totally familiar with that era of Wire. I do like some of the more recent Wires. Their Read and Burn series was very good. Pink Flag, 1977 on Harvest, one of the greatest records of all time. One of my favorite records of all time. What number? Who knows? But it's one of my favorite records of all time. That's what I have to say for you tonight. I hope everyone is well. Thank you, Telegram Sam, for your contest. I hope you enjoyed my goofy take on it and featuring Pullman. And again, stay tuned for the post about my sale and purge. Those records will eventually end up. I'll probably try selling them via Instagram after the stream, and then of course Discogs. They're already priced and graded and ready to be sold on Discogs actually. So, but they're not for sale there yet. So I hope you will check that out, and hopefully you can find some stuff and help me in the process. All right, thanks VC. Great hearing from you. Oh, next week, probably just after the stream, will be my 1-year anniversary in the VC. So I'm going to post a video about that, and that's going to dovetail into something else that we have coming up. 1 year in the VC for me. It's been great. I've met so many great people, met so many friends, gotten close to a bunch of you. Learned the whole time. It's been really, really cool. So I'm going to do a video on that 1-year anniversary for me. All right, that's all there is. Take care, and I'll see you those different times.